Mullen has received an order from Randy Marion Automotive for 6,000 vans, boosting the stock price by 19%. So should you buy? Sit tight as we answer that by going through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stox 101 for regular stock market updates. Mullen announced on Thursday that Randy Marion Automotive had placed an order for 6,000 EV vans just 2 days after the dealership had partnered with Mullen to sell and service its commercial vehicles. The deal is valued at $200 million, and when this news came out, the stock's trading was temporarily suspended. The suspension was widely discussed on Twitter and the blame was put on the FINRA, but trading was resumed just a few minutes after and the price went to a high of around 40 cents. In our opinion, Mullen is doing all the right things for growth and people will soon acknowledge this. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. So as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1-day chart for MULN, and as always, we'll first analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off, we'll get to the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat, we can see that we're down 0.22% after we got a gap up all the way around 33 cents pretty much. Yeah, around 33 cents. We opened the market around 33 cents and then we fell down to a price of 31.5 cents. Why did this happen? Well, first up, we'll have to analyze a longer period, right? So we can see that over here, we've been in a bearish trend since a long time, right? We got a breather over here, fell down, breather, right? Turning point, fell down, made a low around 18 cents. Now, I had already told you guys that 18 cents would probably be a bottom before we go up. Right, so we can see that we did make a bottom around 18 cents pretty much, right? After that, of course, we started going up. This was when we got a streak of announcements, right? So first up, we got the Randy Marion Automotive announcement. After that, we got the Loop Global announcement. And after that, we got the announcement for the $200 million order, right? Now, Loop Global, of course, it was an announcement that Loop Global will work with Mullen to create charging stations for both commercial projects and residential and normal everyday buyers, right? So if, of course, that is a good news, right? And at the same time, Loop also announced a $300 million funding, which of course is not exactly a funding but more of a financing money, right? A sum of money that will be set aside for financing these charging stations that Mullen users will put across, right, that they'll use. So what people can do is that they can go apply for this and get a 0 down payment EMI. That's an monthly installments, of course, estimated monthly installment. I guess that's what it is, right? And they can use that and keep on paying their monthly interest and stuff. And that, of course, is a good news. And they plan to do this across the country and build charging stations along with charging station technology, which of course will be built on a fast charge technology. And that is of course a great news. If we talk about the current order with Randy Marion Automotive, right? Both of the parties, which is both Mullen and Randy Marion, right? They've been very bullish on each other's projects and how they're kind of handling this partnership, right? And that's why I personally am very bullish on Mullen as well. I already told you guys, as I already said in this video as well, around 18 cents was the bottom. Right now, there are two possibilities, right? First up, of course, we know that we are getting a pullback, which is nothing to worry about, right? We just got a crazy bull trend, so this pullback was rather expected. So after this, we can either continue this trend by going up, going down, falling further, which I think might happen, right, around the 15-cent level, but it will take some time, right? So what's going to happen now is that, of course, short sellers will try their best to push the stock all the way down. And also, David Michery recently talked about shorts and how they manipulate the market, and also about everything that they do to Mullen, right? And how they've been a major reason behind Mullen falling down in terms of price action, right? So that, of course, is a must watch. And I'll probably share the link of that interview or that clip in the comments section below, right? So it will be in the pinned comment. You can see that over there. And at the same time, that clip has great insights, which honestly I don't remember at the moment because I saw it yesterday, right? But it is quite insightful, so you should probably check it out. And at the same time, now if we come back to the Randy Marion order, right, it's for 6,000 cargo vans for $200 million. That brings us down to about $33,000 per EV van, right? So let me pull out my calculator real quick. Even though I'm pretty sure it's $33,000, can't be too sure. Yeah, it's $33,000 per van, right? So even if they have a 20% profit margin, let's say, which is really hard to honestly pull off, right? But at the same time, if we just consider it, that would be a $40 million profit. And even if it's 10%, that would still be a $20 million profit, which is good, right? It will at least turn Mullen into a cash generating company, a revenue generating company, right? And once that happens, of course, we can be sure that Mullen is now headed the right way. At the same time, we do have the Delpac Logistics deal as well, and that will hopefully commence in what do you call it? So 18 months would probably end in April, I guess, next year, because the deal, if I'm not wrong, was signed. Oh, wait, not April next month, but in 2024. Yeah. So of course that is a good thing as well. And at the same time, if we, since we already talked about this in a past video, that ELMS vehicles will also be out soon. So that of course is a good news as well. If ELMS vehicles are up by probably the first quarter of 2023, because I already talked about this, that someone had photographed about 100 car ELMS vans standing at the plant they have in Tunica, right? So that, of course, is a good indication that they are ready to be sold off. And if they're sold off, of course, they will bring in revenue as well. So 100 vans, let's say they're $50,000 each. That's again about $5 million, right? Any revenue is good revenue. But at the same time, I personally think that once Mullen gets to a point where they're making at least $50 million a month, right? That's when we can see the stock really be 10 or 20x of the current volume, value, right? So of course the company currently is valued at 151 million with the order of 200 million dollars, right? So the order is more than the entire company, right? Which of course is a great news in fact, right? So I personally am bullish on Mullen, but at the same time we'll have to jump on into the 1 hour chart and we can do more of the talking over there. And now that we're in the 1 hour chart, we can see that over here we did take quite a lot of support around the 19-cent level, but that does not matter anymore to us because if we look over here, we did take support around 28.50, which again is a good level for even today's chart as well, right? It might come in handy. And at the same time, I do believe that we'll probably take support around 30 cents first up. And after that, we did make a bottom over here around 29.4 pretty much, right? So that's important as well. We have to mark all of these levels over here as well. We can see a good resistance around 3180 and 3100 of course will be a good resistance as well, somewhere around here, right? So that pretty much is it for the levels, right? If we look at the trend, well, it does show that we're kind of falling down, right? So we might be building a small bearish trend on the short term, of course, right? And once the short term bearish trend is done, right? As I already told you guys that Mullen will only get a sustained bull run. Number one, once we sell vehicles, right? Of course, we do have an order, right? It's great. But at the same time, once the vehicles get on road, that will be another thing, right? That will be a rally to witness. It will go down in history, in my opinion, right? At the same time, the market, it needs to turn back to normal. We all know that the market is not in a good shape right now. So in my opinion, once it turns into a better shape, Mullen overall will recover as well along with the rest of the market. And that is when I can see even a 50x rally occurring, right? That's pretty possible. So going from a price of 30 cents to a price of pretty much um, $15, I guess. Yeah. So that is possible. It might be the future as well, right? It might happen in the future. And that would put us at a market cap of, let's see, 151. That would put us at a market cap of about $75 billion, which, at the rate that Mullen is headed, and of course, Mullen does get praised. It gets titled even as the best possible car, of course, for the average family in America, right? And once we expand globally, that's when we can really look forward to a 50x return even on the MULN stock. But with that being said, we'll jump on into the 5-minute chart where we'll also discuss the short selling factor as well. And now that we're in the 5-minute chart, we can see that on the price action, we did get a pin bar on the upper side, but it failed because we got a red candle following it up, right? Over here as well, we did get a green candle on the upside and a pin bar on the lower side, right? Both are pin bars. It's a reversal pattern. We might have hit the bottom around 30 cents, right? So in my opinion, we probably, oh well, spoke too soon, right? If we can end this off in a green candle, we'll probably in for a reversal, right? We'll probably be in for a reversal. And once that is done, we might end the day off. Now, here's my range. My assumption, my prediction probably is that we'll end the day off below 31, but at the same time above 29.5. So somewhere in this range, this is where we'll end the day, right? We're not going to get a massive pullback. Sure, we already are in somewhat of a massive pullback, right? But it's not that massive considering previous volatility that we've had. So I personally am prepared for this. I hope you are as well. But at the same time, remember that I could be wrong. So this most definitely is not financial advice, and you should always do your own research before you trade. If however you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel Stox 101 for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.